Amy here with not necessarily an aha moment, but something that I definitely wanted to share. I know that a lot of times we talk about whispers and then pebbles being thrown at us and that we're not listening. And some people might say, well, what exactly are we listening for? And how do we know that that's the message? So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the huge message that I got at the recent Rise event. All right, so here's how it went down. I went with the intention of being open-minded to receive whatever I needed to receive. And I wanted to know what was next in my journey. That was what I really wanted to get out of it. So I went in with those two things. And the first thing that happened was they played some really unique tribal music, which I closed my eyes in order to really hear the music. And as I did, I got this huge image of me and two of our tribe sisters, Linda and Louise, and we were doing something together. Wasn't really quite sure what. It was some sort of an event, not like the Rise by any means, but it was something that we were doing together. And I thought, well, isn't that kind of weird? And then you second guess yourself, right? You're like, did I just imagine that? Did I just, drift off to dreamland a little bit because I'm tired and the music is... And the answer is no, I didn't. I did see that it did kind of look like a dream, kind of, sort of. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. And then I started getting more and more feelings about this thing that I keep getting this idea of this thing that I'm supposed to do that I really, to be honest, I don't really want to do. Because I'm finally at a place in my life that I really like the way my life is going. So I don't want to do this thing that keeps coming up for me, which has to do with my aha moments and public speaking and stuff like that. And it's not so much that I don't want to do that part of it. It's that I don't want to do all the back end stuff, like the stuff which makes it become all consuming and becoming your life. I want it to be part of my life, not my whole life. And I don't want to do, I have a current business that I'm getting ready to close, and I don't want to do all the accounting and the marketing and the Facebook and all of that anymore. I just want to come up with content and deliver it. And so knowing that the funds aren't there to hire people, I'm going to be on the hook to do it all, trying to find avenues to do the I just didn't want it. Just didn't want it. And so I went on about my business and went to the rest of the Rise. And I talked to someone about this, and she kind of said, you don't have to do, speaking engagements or whatever you're thinking every week or even every month. Maybe just do one or two a year and just kind of take it slow. And I am doing presentations now for people in transitional housing, going from homeless shelters, transitioning into their own place, as well as people in homeless shelters. But again, I'm not having to do all the other stuff that comes with it. So anyway, fast forward. What else came across? I was talking to another sister who had recently done this. She had left her job, very secure job, to start her own business doing coaching. Now, that's not what I want to do either. I definitely don't want to do coaching. But I just kind of want to share my aha moments. And I was talking to her, and I was telling her about how I was afraid and how I wanted to do it, tell women that were kind of going through what I consider our transition. We're transitioning, people who are kind of going through menopause, because not only is their body changing, but their mind's changing at the same time, and things that were happening for them and working for them in the past no longer work. And they're sitting there wondering, am I the only one? And I'm trying to be there to tell them that no, of course. I mean, of course they're not the only one. We all feel it. And so I was telling her all this and telling her how unsure I was about the whole thing. And ladies, I have to tell you, the weirdest thing happened. I finished my conversation with her. And you know how you can see when someone walks up to you out of your peripheral vision? You can kind of see when they're coming up to, get into the conversation. I'm telling you, there was nobody there. There was nobody there. And so I'm finishing my conversation and I literally turn like this. And I swear, if it was Harry Potter, she would have apparated. She would have appeared out of nowhere. Now, her name is Lisa and she knows who she is. And she will say that she walked up to me, but I didn't see her. The next thing I know is this individual is literally standing there talking to me, telling me some things. And what does she mention? She mentions how since she's going through menopause, my aha moments have really helped her. I literally fell apart. That to me, you can call it a sign. You can call it the universe, screaming at me since I wasn't listening and haven't listened for a couple of months. Probably more like 6 months. And another thing that had happened like 6 months ago is I went and met my friends for dinner and we were waiting for our table. And as we were waiting, the husband of my friend started talking to somebody at the bar. And afterwards, when we sat at the table, he said, "Do you know who that was?" And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "He represents really big names like Dr. Sanjay Gupta." If you guys don't know him, you can Google him. He is a doctor that got into journalism and he covers a lot of medical issues for, I think it's CNN. So don't quote me on that though. And he represents them and they give speaking engagements. And so that was my first little whisper, little pebble being plucked at me like 6 months ago. And I was like, that's not for me, because goodness knows I'm certainly not on that level. Oh, here comes Duncan. Duncan, are you coming in to say hello? He just came in from outside, so he's a little bit out of breath, ladies. So that was like the little pebble, little like tap on the shoulder, and I was like, he's way, he represents people that are way more advanced and experienced and in higher demand than somebody who, like me, nobody knows who I am. And so I just kind of let it go. And then fast forward, all these different things, have transpired. And I went to the Rise and had those other like whispers a little bit louder and a little bit louder. And then this woman, Lisa, tells me that little piece of information. And I literally started to fall apart. Because, ladies, let's face it, there are no such things as coincidences. Things happen for a reason. You just need to listen. You just need to be open. And so when people say that the universe talks to them, it is not like I am talking to you now. It is not like the heavens open and you hear clear as day somebody physically speaking to you. It happens through images in your dreams, or you say that you really want a sign and then something like this happens and the woman walks up and says what she said. That as she's going through menopause, my aha moments have really helped her. I mean, how much more of a clear, hit on the head do I need? So am I going to pursue it? I have contacted my friend to see about getting in touch with that individual that he knows. Not so much for him to represent me, but more for him to kind of give me some insight and some advice. And I'm going to take baby steps. And we'll see where it goes. But I guess I'm at the point now where I've asked, the universe has now told me, and I need to act on some of these things. And I just wanted to log on and tell you, not so much because I wanted to tell you what exactly transpired, but to let you know what the universe talks to you. And when you're meditating and things like that, that you're not hearing somebody's voice bellowing in your ear. It might be as simple as an image that comes to you, or somebody that walks up as you're asking a question and they come up and give you your answer. You just need to be open and aware so that you can hear it when it presents itself. I hope that this has helped you in your quest for finding out what's next on your journey. Let me know what the universe is telling you. I'd love to hear it. Hope you're having a great day. We'll talk to you later. See ya.